This is The Ramsey Show. You can be intentional about your character. You can have money and a career. You are the hero in your story. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Dollar Car Rental Studios, it's The Ramsey Show, where dad is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. Dr. John Deloney, host of the Dr. John Deloney Show, is my co-host today as we talk about your life and your money. It's a free call at 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. Dr. Deloney, if you aren't aware, has an unbelievably popular show on podcast, on, of course, YouTube, and you can call into his show and be a part of it, or you can call him today if you've got questions about mental health, anxiety, boundaries, relationships, and all that stuff generally pops up on this show anyway. So we're here to help you with your life and with your money. 888-825-5225. Chelsea is with us. Chelsea is in Jacksonville, Florida. Hi, Chelsea. How are you?
Hi. I'm doing good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
I just had a quick question. First off, thank you for your show and your principles and everything. I cry every time I watch a debt-free scream. I can't help it.
Me too. And I've been doing it 30 years.
I had a quick question. So my husband and I are on baby step 3. All of our debt is paid off. We paid off the Harley in December, and that was the last of our car payments and any of our debt. We currently have our second baby on the way, due in February.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband recently proposed the idea of selling the bike. And I don't know how I feel about it because I bought it for him as a wedding gift. And I've been trying to get him to sell the truck for years, but I never thought he would go for selling the motorcycle. So I guess I'm just wondering what you think.
Does he want to sell it for money?
Yeah, just sell it for cash. I think he's maybe thinking more about, family and 2 kids and potential for something bad to happen.
So that's what I was wondering. Is he trying to sell it because y'all need the cash, or is he trying to sell it because? And I've heard of this. I've had buddies that said, "Man, I suddenly riding my motorcycle felt selfish. I got 2 little kids, and I'm putting myself in a high risk category, right? And so I'm going to sell it because of that." But it sounds like that's why he's selling it.
I think that's where his heart is. I think he's just thinking about it a little more. He loves riding it, and I feel bad him thinking about it. But now that he's mentioned it, now my thoughts are churning and thinking about, well, we could get our emergency fund all stocked up if he sold it. And
so what's the car? What's the bike worth?
It's a 09 Softail. I looked online. Maybe about $10,000.
Okay, and what's the 2 cars that you're driving worth?
Right now, he's got a truck, an 06 GMC. Oh gosh, I have no idea what they're worth. They're just all paid for.
What's your household income?
Household income is about $120,000.
Okay, so you can afford the bike. You're out of debt. You have an emergency fund. You have a $10,000 toy in the garage. So this has absolutely nothing to do with money.
Right.
Has nothing to do with money. So then it comes down to, why does he want to sell it, and are you okay with that reason? If his reasoning is what John is saying, that he's going, I got 2 kids, I could lay this thing down, leave her with 2 kids, I don't want to do that. It takes some of the joy out of the bike. For now, I'll pick up a bike later. I'm an empty nester. We'll buy 2 of them and tour the world in them, and send the kids off to college and whatever. But if that's his reasoning, if I'm in your shoes, I feel pretty loved.
Yeah, I do. He's a good man.
Yeah. But I mean, if that's his reasoning, I don't think he needs to sell it for money. You don't have a financial reason to sell the bike. If it was a boat and it was $10,000 and it was in the garage and you guys wanted to keep it and it's a toy and you're out of debt and you make $120,000 a year, your total of all your vehicles is less than half your annual income, which it definitely is, then, you don't have too much going on here with stuff that has wheels and motors, and you don't have a problem. And so, and $10,000 doesn't change your life in the positive or the negative in your situation because you've done such a good job on all the other fronts. So I think it just comes down to what's his motivation and are you okay with that? Because I think his motivation is forward-looking and your sadness is due to the nostalgia of you gave it to him from the past and as a wedding gift.
She was surprised that he would ever sell a gift that I gave him one time, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I get that.
There's a little bit of that, but yeah. But it's if it's we don't have him on the line, right. So we don't know what's driving this, but no pun intended. But but yeah, you just have to decide there what's going to happen, and so
the calls we usually take are the opposite.
Yeah,
is he won't sell it, and he's got 3 kids, and we need the money, and he's being reckless,
and it's a $65,000 bike,
right.
And so yeah, that kind of stuff.
So I'm with you. My first thought is, man, if he's selling it because he's starting to look forward and thinking, I need to go take up golf.
This guy's a stud.
I was going to say, yeah, what a good guy.
Tim is in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Hey, Tim, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks, Dave. John, for taking the call.
Sure. How can we help?
Well, my question is, my wife and I will be on step 4, 5, and 6 within a month or so.
Wonderful.
And, yeah, we've been working hard on it. We're behind in investing for retirement for our age.
How old are you?
And my question, we're both 40.
Whoopee.
And, yeah, I guess, 40 isn't so bad. But
you got plenty of time.
Okay. I guess my question is should we do more than 15% of our income?
No.
No? Okay.
Because I want the rest of it on your house, get your house paid off. That's the shortest distance to being a millionaire.
I was 70% sure you were going to say that.
You should have been 79.99%. Yeah. I mean, yeah, because here's the thing. If you run the math out, basically you're going to use the extra pile of money. Let's say you raised it to 20%. You're going to end up using that to pay off the house anyway. So basically what you're doing is investing in order to pay off the house. Well, so let's just go pay off the house.
Okay, well, good. We should. And we only owe $94,000.
Oh, good Lord. And what do you make a year?
Gross is about $120,000.
Oh, geez.
Dude, pay your house off, man.
You're going to be a baby steps millionaire by the time you're 50.
And that reduces the retirement liability you have if you have no house payment.
Exactly. Ding, ding. Yeah, which is one of the big reasons we push you to get this done. So average person doing our stuff pays off their home in 7.5 years from the time they start. And they become a baby steps millionaire on average in about 12 or 14 years. And so, and a paid off house is a big chunk of your net worth, of course, to determine your millionaire status.
Pay it off, man.
Yeah. Good call, man. Thanks for calling. Stop paying your overpriced wireless provider and switch to Pure Talk. They use the same network as the larger providers for much less. For just $30 a month, get unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data with no contract. The average family saves over $70 a month by switching to Pure Talk. Just go to puretalk.com and enter the promo code Ramsey to save 50% off your first month. Pure Talk, simply smarter wireless. Dr. John Deloney, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Brian is with us. Brian is in Denver. Hi, Brian. How are you?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
I was just wanting to know if I only work 4 days a week, 40 hours. So that's all I can get until November when it goes to 5 days a week, but they shorten the hours till 3 o'clock. Should I get a second job or use that time to figure out, a side hustle or, what my passion is?
Are you working on getting out of debt? What's your financial situation?
Yes, I'm on baby step 2. Sorry.
Okay. So money matters then, right?
Yes.
So which one's going to pay you the most?
In the short term, I'd say getting a second job, but in the long term, a side hustle, you can scale that indefinitely if you're good at it.
What's the side hustle?
I hadn't figured that part out yet. So I was going to start
I think there's some side hustles that you could make more this month on than working a part-time job. I mean, you could just, if you decide, I don't know, I'll just make up something. Let's say you have carpentry skills and you decide you're going to build decks. You can make more doing that this month than you can driving Uber. Right?
Right.
But, yeah. Because you need a hammer and a saw and get your button gear, But if you're starting a business that you're going to have to invest in for month after month after month after month, and it be 6 months before you start making an income, then to your point, you probably should take just a job because you need the money right now to get out of debt.
And I think the magic would be linking the two.
Yeah.
If you want to start a side hustle building decks, do you get a job at Home Depot learning how that thing works and talk to tradesmen? Or if you want to start an ice cream shop, do you get a second job at an ice cream shop? But it sounds like you're not there yet. It sounds like you just need to get to working and get some cash in your door.
Yeah, but there's a lot of side hustles, small business ideas that make you more money than going down and collecting minimum wage somewhere. And you can start them tomorrow.
You can go mow lawns, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you'll make money instantaneously. You get you a leaf blower. Rich people are afraid of leaves. They'll pay you to get rid of them.
I haven't heard that.
JT is with us. JT is in Spokane, Washington. Hi, JT. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Hey, so I'm just at a bit of a crossroads with my business right now and struggling to find out what my next move is. Basically, I'm swamped with work. I'm super busy. I'm working well over 40 hours a week. And the income that it's bringing in is just the right amount, to put food on the table and live modestly, right? But I don't have any time we need to, grow the income and grow the business and obviously just advance and grow this thing. But I just don't have any time to market and really put a lot of time into the business rather than just the work. Uh-huh. So I need to hire an employee, but I can't afford to drop my income by hiring an employee. Uh-huh. So I'm kind of at this limbo, just wondering, okay, how do I handle this and what do I do?
What do you do?
I repair dental tools.
You repair dental what?
Tools. Like the little
I thought you said dental schools.
I thought, wow, dental schools.
Oh, no, tools.
Desperate need of repair.
I repair those little itty-bitty drills
gotcha,
that they use. Those are,
so
I repair those.
Okay, so if you had 10 hours a week freed up, you would spend that on marketing, which would result in more business, correct?
Correct.
Now, who would do the work when you got more business if you had that 10 hours a week freed up?
Well, I would hire somebody and teach them to do a portion of the work.
Yeah. Okay. So here's my point. At this stage of the game, you are either going to hire someone to you're probably going to hire someone and mentor them and show them how to do the stuff. And for a month or so, how long will it take you to get them up where they can do some work without you watching?
Oh, probably a month, month and a half tops.
Okay. So you bring somebody on board and you pay them for a month, and you make less that month by what you've paid them. Okay, because you got the same income coming in, you got the same output, same number of drills being repaired, correct, for that 1 month.
Correct.
And so you lose money that month over where you are today. But then the next month, the new guy, you've now, you can almost double your output starting the next month. So you're going to let him do half of the jobs the next month, and you're going to spend that 20 hours out of 40 going and getting new business. And you're going to spend the other 20 hours doing the repairs from the new business that you came in, and you're going to make a lot more in the second month if you can go get more business. Follow me?
Yeah.
But you're not going to be a full-time marketer and have one guy doing repairs, because right now you got one guy doing repairs. That's your entire output. You have to increase your output of repairs in addition to doing the marketing. You follow me?
Yeah.
And so you're going to be working 50% on repairs in this first phase. Now, the next employee that you hire might get you out of the repair business and full-time into running the business. You got two guys completely cranking out, two people completely cranking out repairs all day long, while you're running the business in every sense, okay? Making sure supplies are in, you're getting new business in, you're making sure the payroll is paid, and it could be that, that your third person might be an administrative person.
Okay.
So that's kind of how I did it when I started. But here's the thing. You have to take a step back to take these other steps forward. But what you want to do is do it very systematically so that it's a very precise step, so that it's you don't want to go and it takes 6 months for this person to get up to speed on the repairs, because then you're making a lot less money for 6 months. That's going to start to get really ouchy.
So it's important to have some really clear metrics on, is this thing in 30 days or 60 days, is this working or not?
Yeah.
And I'd want to know how much business is the business out there a function of me not being able to go get it, or does it really not exist?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You got to know that there's that many dental drills that you can get your hands on to repair.
Right.
Can you double? Is there enough business out there that you can double your volume?
Right.
If you had a way to do it.
Yeah.
And if not, then you may need to raise your prices.
That's exactly right.
And that'll slow your business down too.
And but it'll give you an opportunity to make relationships with these folks, and if you're the only gig in town, it seems like a really niche operation there. Yeah,
but there's a lot of dentists.
Oh yeah,
and they all have lots of drills.
Tons of them, man. It never ceases to amaze me. There's so many jobs I never knew existed.
Yeah, I mean.
What a cool little business.
So I was sitting with one of our guys at lunch, and he went to a birthday party for his kids, and a guy has a foam machine. Have you seen these things?
No.
They plug it into a tub full of soap, and it blows foam 4 feet deep across the park, and they give all the kids at the birthday party goggles, and they all run into the foam. That's incredible. And it's a bubble machine. That's all it is. And there's people in America unemployed right now. And Bubble Boy is over here making a fortune.
And what that guy does, he's got a full-time job, and he just does this on Saturdays, I'm sure.
And he makes more.
Shows up with his machine.
And he makes more with his bubbles.
That's right.
Than some of you sitting around waiting on your mama to fix your life.
And he doesn't even clean up afterwards. He just leaves.
Everybody's clean. The kids are clean.
Yeah.
It's soap.
He's cleaning the park for America.
It's for free. He cleaned the park for free.
Guys, there's a job out there for
everyone. I'm just saying, if Bubble Boy can figure it out, everybody ought to be able to figure it out. As long as there are garages in America, there should be no unemployment.
That's exactly right.
This is the Ramsey Show. Sean Deloney, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today on the debt-free stage right here at Ramsey Solutions Lobby. Tyler and Erica are with us. Hey, guys, where y'all from?
Johnston, Nebraska.
All right. What's that near? Omaha?
Hour near Omaha.
Okay. Well, an hour's close in Nebraska. Yeah. So how much debt have you guys paid off?
$180,628.
All right. $181,000. And your range of income, I'm sorry, how long did that take you?
17 months and 23 days.
Whoa!
Wait, it was 181 or 128?
181.
81.
And your range of income during that time?
77,000 to 100,000.
Okay, so you didn't make 181 in 17 months, so you must have sold something big.
We sold a lot of stuff. We moved. We had a $150,000 loan on our house, and then we sold cars, tractors, trucks, household items. I mean, we had $108,000 worth of items we sold.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
And then we wanted to move to the Lincoln Diocese, Catholic Diocese in Nebraska, to raise our family. And so we started looking around at houses, and we saw a sign that said, there's Divine Mercy Jesus. It says, "Jesus, I trust in you," and that was our sign.
Yeah.
And we needed to do this, and so we found a house in Nebraska that we liked. We bought it in cash before we sold our house in.
Oh my goodness!
And then we were. This is how awesome this was. We were worried about. We knew we wanted to get down there, but we were worried about what job are we going to get and how are we going to sell the house. Well, we got a phone call from a friend. We didn't even list our house. They bought the house from us.
Oh my gosh!
And then I got a phone call from an old boss of mine that wanted me to work for him again down in Nebraska. And so I didn't even have to go looking for it. It all worked out wonderfully.
So what do you do?
I'm an engineer for Hormel Foods.
Okay, excellent.
Very cool.
What about you, Erica? What do you do?
I was a special education teacher, but after we got married, then I was a stay-at-home mom. So
All right, very fun. Good
I
for you
worked
guys.
briefly while we were paying off debt. But
Okay. So what was the $181,000 of debt on?
So we had unsecured loan of $20,585 for able that I did for a side business, which helped us pay off debt. We had a credit card with $6,000 that I used for new concrete in a building we had, and then we had our home loan of $154,000.
Okay. So, and then you just sold everything in sight.
Everything.
Yep.
Wow.
We worked. We sold. We did this plasma business, selling decorative signs and mechanical parts, and then my wife worked at Home Depot. We were able to get our.
So, I mean, you guys just exploded like 17 months ago.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
changed jobs, you changed cities, you changed your life.
Yep.
What in the world happened 17 months ago that set you on fire like this?
We had just gotten married.
we got married September 2019.
Oh, okay.
And then I had already taken the Financial Peace University before we had gotten married, and I actually, when I took it, I didn't have any debt.
Oh, okay. Now the story's coming out.
Some debt, right?
Just a little.
Just a little.
Married into some debt here.
Just $181,000-ish.
Ish.
I mean, it wasn't a big deal. But then I told him I wanted to take the class again as a couple, and he wanted to kind of do it Dave-ish. But you can't do it Dave-ish.
So we were both full bore, Dave program, and let's go. So.
Wow. And decided immediately just change jobs, change cities, everything.
Well, it took a little bit, but it just was the calling for us, and like I said, it was definitely divine intervention, all of it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're selling stuff, buying stuff, getting jobs, and it's all just lining up like a hot knife through butter.
Exactly.
And how was that conversation when you sat down with him and said, "I love you, and I'm going to marry you. You owe about $1 billion, and the tractors and the trucks and all the things that a good old farming boy is going to say gives me my identity. All that's got to go." How'd that conversation go?
Well, I mean, it was a lot of it was like he was like, "Well, I want to sell this," and I'm like, "Are you sure?" Because I'm like, I don't want you to have to sell it because I'm telling you, we need to.
You tricked him. Well played. Everything's got to go, but do you want to sell that? And he said, yeah, I'll sell that. No, really. But so it sounds like you had the conversation and you said, if I'm all in.
Yep.
I'm all in.
So you said, like I said, Jesus, I trust in you. That's what we said.
Pretty amazing.
So,
that's awesome. Good for you guys.
Well done, guys. How's it feel to be free?
Awesome.
Amazing.
It's a completely different situation. I mean, everything's turned upside down.
And you have a cash paid for house, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Our house.
Yeah, you're all the way through. I mean, now you got to do just make $100,000 a year and save it and become baby steps millionaires.
Exactly.
I mean, my gosh, you are on your way.
Yep.
Wow. Look at you guys. So proud of you.
Thank you.
What a great. That's very cool. Financial Peace University, you have to watch going to that class. It'll mess you up.
It messes up everything.
It'll mess you up. You'll sell your tractor.
That should be the warning sign outside.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, don't sign up for it if you want to keep your tractor. It's bad. I mean, oh my gosh, yeah.
So giving yourself 2 years later here, how different are your conversations?
It's nothing. There's no concern about money. I mean, obviously we're doing our budget every month, but it's no anxiety about that. It's all raising our child and just everything. It's wonderful. So.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
And is that your child in the background there?
Yes, it is.
He's doing the debt-free scream over and over and over.
He's so excited.
He's got it ready. He knows what to do.
Exactly.
I love it. All right, you want to try to put him in there or not?
Yeah, we'd love to.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
All right.
Hey, buddy.
All right.
It says, Mama, we're debt-free.
$181,000 paid off in 17 months, making 77 to 100. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1. We're debt free.
Way to go, you guys. He's a lot happier now. He's with Mom.
Yeah, I finally got to do the debt-free scream. You guys are taking too long.
I was practicing over there in
Talking
the corner.
too much.
We got a copy of the Legacy Journey for you. That's the next chapter in your story for sure. And, of course, a copy of the Total Money Makeover for you to give away to someone and change it all. It's interesting that we have so much power over our lives once we choose to.
Yeah.
People, you guys in psychology call this locus of control, but I call it, taking control of your own destiny. Mm-hmm. And, I could never, well, then you won't.
Then you won't. That's right.
I don't know how well, then you won't. Well, well, then you won't. But when you just decide an adventure, we're going on an adventure.
Yeah.
We're going to pay off everything.
Yep.
17 months into our marriage because we sold everything. We moved cities, jobs, we changed that's a lot of change.
That's right.
That's a lot of anxiety. It's a lot of
and I hear that a lot, which is, well, but I live here, and my first thought is, do you have to?
You don't.
But I need my tractor because I.
But you don't.
Do you? Right. But I gotta have this motorcycle.
No, but you don't.
Right.
Yeah.
What's it worth to be free?
That's the thing.
That's the magic question.
It's okay, but there's a trade-off.
That's right.
There's a trade-off.
What's it worth to leave Minnesota?
The number of times
Nebraska?
I find a couple and she says, "I want to stay home and quit my job," and I go, "Well, she said I only need to make about $700 a month. How much is the payment on your minivan? $842. Right. Well, let's just sell the minivan. You quit your job. Oh, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. You can choose and do it.
This is the Ramsey Show. Ramsey Solutions. We're trying to transform so many lives that we mess with this toxic culture in America today. There's so much out there that needs to be changed in the world of mental health and getting the kind of job that you need with Ken Coleman that is working in your passion. And hey, we're going to mess with you so much that you start thinking of the credit card like a cigarette of the financial world. If you want to get involved in a place that's causing that level of disruption, we're disrupting things that mess up people's lives. We got 1,000 folks on our team right now, and about half of them are technology people right now. And so if you want to join us, whatever it is, technology or otherwise, we're on the hunt. We're going to hire about 300 folks this year, and that includes software engineers, Ruby on Rails, Java, C#, front-end technologies, UX designers, SEO, content marketing specialists, data engineers, data specialists. I mean, and it's all over the place. And so if you, salespeople, admin people, I mean, if you have an interest, find out about the available jobs, text WORK to 33789. Now, I will tell you that we work 40 hours. We work while we're at work. We get stuff done around here. But you do go home after, you're at home at night. I mean, we don't work 80 hours. But we also don't sit around here and play on our phone and check our Facebook.
Man, you can walk down the hall here, you can feel it.
Yeah, it's
when you're here, it's game on, man.
Had a friend of mine from another state walking through here the other day, and he goes, this is everybody in here works so hard and they're all happy. I said, yeah, we get rid of the other ones. It's an amazing idea.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you want to join us, we'd love to have you. But plan on working while you're here. And plan on going home after 40 hours, which for technology people is highly unusual because they work them 80 hours in most of these corporate gigs, and they treat you like a freaking robot, and we treat you like a human. We actually care about people. So anyway, text WORK to 33789, text WORK to 33789. Our question of the day comes from Blinds.com. They have a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Means even if you mismeasure or pick the wrong color, they'll remake your blinds for free. You get free samples, free shipping, and with the new promos they run every month, you'll save even more. Always use the magic word, promo code Ramsey.
All right, today's question comes from Ozzy in California. I'm currently taking Financial Peace University with my girlfriend. I've completed baby steps 1 through 4 and should have my current house paid for in 1.5 years. I've also been saving for a second house so my mom can live in my current house when my girlfriend and I get married. My girlfriend has $100,000 in student loan debt and recently booked a trip to visit friends on the East Coast. She said that when she gets married and has kids, she won't be able to do a trip like this, so she wants to go now. My first reaction was that she should not go on this trip because of her student debt, and when I told her this, she told me, you know what, you should enjoy your money. So who's right in this situation? Whew, what do you think, Dave?
If you marry this girl, it's going to be a long life.
I was going to say, man, y'all are not aligned.
This is, the old joke is if you marry a woman that likes to spend money, you better enjoy making it. But that's a negative joke. I mean, the same would be true opposite. If you marry a duber who doesn't earn any money, You got a problem that's bigger than...
It's this YOLO problem. I'll never be able to... Once I get married and have kids, my life's over. I can't hang out with my friends, and so...
then there'll be another thing. There'll be another thing.
Always, yes.
So here's the rule, okay? Adults devise a plan and follow it. Children do what feels good. You're dating a child, sir. I think I must be in a mood.
No,
that sounds a little harsh.
I don't think it's harsh at all. I think I was kinder than it's more eloquent than I was going to say it. You've got...
Well, I mean, I just called his girlfriend a baby doll. I mean, she's just a child. But I mean, it's not, that's kind of harsh, but yeah.
Well, she was grown up enough to take out $100,000 in student loans.
Yeah, but that just means she was 18.
That's right. She has a pulse.
That's a chronological thing. That doesn't have anything to do with his emotional maturity.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the reality is you have lined up your life in a way that you're almost done paying for your house. You're working on a second house. You're working on all your financial house in order. You're thinking about your mom. You're fill in the blank. And you've got somebody who's saying, hey, you know what? We got to live for right now. because the life gets awful down the road, so let's just live for the right now.
Yeah.
And those are competing philosophical ways of doing life.
See, YOLO contends that tomorrow doesn't matter because it's not guaranteed.
Right.
YOLO contends that YOLO is rationalization and justification for doing what the 4-year-old child inside of me wants to do.
Right.
That's what YOLO is.
Right.
YOLO says that if you plan for something and save for it and pay for it, that you are no fun.
Because you could have just had it now.
You're no fun.
Right.
You're no fun. And you don't have as much fun.
Right.
Well, let me tell you about my life. You know what I do now? Anything I want.
Yes.
So if I want to get on a plane and go to somewhere, I can just do it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fun.
Yes.
But it didn't get there by YOLO.
Right.
And so if you live like no one else, later you can live and give like no one else. But so you can't presuppose, and I'm sorry for you little children that live in your mommy's basement and don't like Dave Ramsey being a boomer and all this crap. But the deal is, if you want to have there's adult fun, and I'm not talking about something nasty. I'm talking about, but a grown up fun for grown-ups is a richer, deeper kind of fun.
Right.
Fun. I got 7 grandkids. I can load them all on a plane and take them somewhere anytime I want, and that's a different thing than I get to go out and eat whenever I want to go out and eat because you only live once.
And you don't have to check the account, right? You don't have to.
I don't have to go look and see if I can afford it.
That's what I'm saying. There's a piece to joy and to fun that the YOLO misses.
Yeah.
YOLO's about the heart rate spike. It's not about the entire experience, which is I can sleep tonight because I'm not worried about it.
It's a roller coaster of excitement.
Yeah.
Versus
you're looking for a hit, right?
Versus deep joy, but it is like a drug hit. It's a dopamine hit.
And then you're always going to come down from that hit, so you got to do it again. You got to do it again. You got to do it again.
Yeah. So there is inside of us a little kid that throws a fit on the cereal aisle and wants the roasted nut Cheerios, whether you can afford them or not. And mom says, "No, you're 4. Don't throw a fit in the grocery store because I'll bust your little butt." Right. But that little kid lives inside of every one of us. I want it. I want it now. And then we say stupid stuff like, I deserve it.
I've worked hard, so this...
Let me help you with this. You don't deserve nothing.
Nope.
Nothing. You don't deserve nothing unless you go get it. Save up the money and pay for it, and then you can say, I deserve it. But you don't deserve it because you breathe air, you entitled little twit. Oh, my God. That's just not true.
Right.
It's just not. I mean, and I can say that to myself because that little kid lives inside of me.
Oh, he's in me too, yeah.
He's inside of every one of us. His name is immaturity.
Right.
And the more we don't feed that little kid, the sooner he's not there anymore.
So this happened in my life.
Then you just grow up and you're grouchy and direct with a guy who has a girlfriend in California. But yeah.
We ordered some, we've had the same crummy front porch furniture forever. It wasn't even front porch furniture. It's just
you might be a hillbilly
super uncomfortable, right?
You might be a hillbilly if.
And finally, I got frustrated a few months ago.
Oh, you deserve some furniture?
Well, I thought, I make good money. Why am I living like this? And then my wife said, because we haven't saved up and we can't afford that yet. And I was like, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so then we made it a priority, and then we got it. And we got it this week.
You got the furniture.
Dave, it's mine.
Yeah.
We paid for it. We saved for it, and it's super comfortable.
Yeah.
And now I can sleep on it without worrying about the payments. Right?
It doesn't. It sits different. I promise you. Some of you people financed your bed.
Different.
Just think about that. Just think about that.
That's right.
How are you sleep in a financed bed? Yeah. John will never be out of business.
No.
This is the Ramsey Show. Have a friend or family member that needs a daily dose of Ramsey advice in their life? Let them know about the Ramsey Call of the Day podcast. It's a quick hit of advice about life and money in under 10 minutes. Check out the Ramsey Call of the Day podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. This is The Ramsey Show. You can be intentional about your character. You can have money and a career. You are the hero in your story. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Dollar Car Rental Studios, it's The Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. Dr. John Deloney, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Open phones here at 888-825-5225. Elizabeth starts this hour in San Antonio. Hi, Elizabeth. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. So what's going on? And I actually wish I was calling to do my debt-free scream. I've been wanting to do that for a long time. We are debt-free. The house is paid off. The cars are paid off, everything. I am working full-time and a student also. And then in about a year, I'll go full-time where I won't work also for nursing. And my husband, he works full-time. He's a PhD scientist. Mm-hmm. And then we have an 18-year-old son who has moved out and started a business. He didn't want to go to college. And
cool.
Then the daughter,
Elizabeth, how can we help today?
Sorry. Okay, just wanted to lay the foundation. So we've got everything paid off, and my husband wants to buy an all-electric vehicle. And we were going to save up for it to pay cash. And currently we have two Prius that are not the plug-in kind. And suddenly now, today, he wants to go purchase it. He feels like there's a sudden need that we need to do it now because of everything that's going on in the world, and that this is the time and not wait. So we're also cash flowing my school. And so we do have
what's going on in the world that demands that you get a plug-in vehicle today? I didn't watch the news this morning.
So he feels like we, potentially in the future,
we're gonna have no gas.
And that we would be better off getting it now. That we have always talked about getting the electric.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me the guy has a PhD and he truly believes there's going to be no gasoline?
No, not no gas. No, just okay. So we're both very frugal, and we. So,
what is going on in the world that demands that you buy an electric vehicle? You said with all that's going on in the world, what the crap does that mean?
Well, that the demand for electric vehicles is going up, and that they are harder and harder to get, and there's a long wait list for, all the ones that are on the market right now.
And in other words, I want an electric vehicle.
And I don't want to wait in a long line.
And I don't want to wait. And so I'm just now I'm making up crap to worry about. Okay, so what's your household income?
So our household income is about $155.
Okay.
He makes $113. I make about $43.
Okay, and what are you buying? What kind of a car is he wanting? Like a Tesla?
So we're between the VW ID4. The Bolt was just recalled on Friday, so we can't get that one, which was much less expensive. Mm-hmm. And then our only other option really is the Tesla.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So let me help you with the math to start with. Mm-hmm. You can drive that freaking Tesla to the moon and back, and mathematically you will never justify how much more you've spent on the Tesla than you're paying on than the value of your Prius. You know how much time it's going to take you to recoup $45,000 in electric and gas savings? The rest of your freaking life. Okay? So let me just tell you, mathematically, this is asinine that we're using the idea that we're saving money because we're frugal to get an electric car. Now, if you want to go get a Tesla, fine, go get you a Tesla, but pay cash for it. But you don't say, oh, everything that's going on in the world and we're frugal people, because both of those things are stupid butt statements. because they don't have anything to do with reality, okay? Everything that's going on in the world, they're making Teslas. You can get a Tesla. I mean, there's not, and they're not going to be like not able to get one. And if you're not able to get one, like a DeLorean, that means you didn't want one because they went broke, okay? and Elon didn't make it, But if you get one, which is fine, I got several friends that have bought them. I prefer a motor, but that's okay. Get you one. It'll get you a battery. It's okay. Mm-hmm. And so, but the point is, you guys make enough money to pay cash for a $60,000 car.
Mm-hmm. Here's what I think
in cash, and you wait till you buy it.
When our brains go to fight or flight, when we're scared, it actually has a cool bypass mechanism in your brain that turns off your critical thinking part of your brain, because it didn't want you sitting at the front of a cave wondering, is that a nice tiger or is that a fluffy one, a petting tiger? It just wanted you to run or to grab a stick and go to war, because if it happened to be a mean tiger and you thought it was a nice one, you were going to be dead. Right? And so it's a cool little feature our brains have where it trades speed for accuracy. Close enough. And it sounds like you've got a husband who loves you, loves your kids, and is consuming 24/7, 365 news, and he's worked himself up in a panic. And he's sitting there at home, and what I need to do something, and he can go down a rabbit hole that's going to shoot him out one media slide that's going to tell him we're going to be out of oil, it's going to be $111 a gallon, it's going to be this and that. And then he comes up with a solution that makes no mathematical sense, rational sense, climate sense. It makes no sense, but it feels like it's the right thing to do. And what I need that guy to do is to close the devices, get connected to a human being, go sit down and tell somebody, I'm terrified and I'm about to make a wild decision that doesn't make any mathematical sense, doesn't make any rational sense, that I'm not okay.
And it's
right
contrary
now.
To my goals.
It's not where I want to be.
The goals of this family have been to become and be debt free. And out of left field, Mr. PhD dumps into the middle and goes, we got to finance a Tesla.
I'm going to buy a depreciating computer.
And everything that's going on in the world. Right. And it's like, you're right. His brain is completely shut down.
And so let's go
it's
to
devoid of critical thinking.
Let's go to the end result, the end thing here. Let's say we do run out of gas, Dave, or the gas becomes 170.
Oh, jeez.
I'm just having fun for a second.
It's not fun.
And it does. Having an electric car will be your neighbors will line up in your driveway to shoot you if you're the only electric car. So the world that you are predicting that you're going to solve for is not going to look like the world you have now, plus you have an electric car.
So it's okay that when I panicked, I bought bullets.
I'm not saying that's okay. I'm saying yeah, whatever. Yes, way to go, Dave. So what I'm saying is, when you solve for chaos, you're solving an improbable math problem, right? So what does that mean? It means you're not okay.
Yeah.
Your husband spun out, and he needs to put the computer down, put the debit card down, and go sit down and talk to somebody. He's not okay.
Yeah.
Or get some friends in his life.
This is yeah.
Whew, stop the panic. Stop the madness.
Yeah, and I'm just shaming him straight up for his panicking. I mean, for his lack of critical thinking skills, because it's just silly.
Just stop.
It's just silly.
Stop.
Everything that's going on in the world. What a drama queen. Come on. Seriously. This is The Ramsey Show.
Still on baby step number 1, eh?
How'd you guess?
With healthcare costs rising, learn how Christian Healthcare Ministries can help you make the most out of your budget. Visit chministries.org/budget.
Don't worry, it's worth it.
Picture your life with no payments. Maybe that's tough right now. Maybe you're living paycheck to paycheck. You're worried about money chipping away at debt. I know it's overwhelming. But let me tell you, when that debt's gone, you know what you get? Peace, security, options, freedom, the ability to build wealth, the ability to be outrageously generous. When you don't have any payments, you know what you can do? Anything you want. And you can do this with Financial Peace University. It's our step-by-step plan that teaches you how to save and spend wisely, how to build wealth, and how to be outrageously generous. And it comes with the Every Dollar budgeting app, the premium version, and you get it all with a Ramsey Plus membership. 9 lessons, you go through the class. This is the class that's on sale right now at a deal, $30 off the 12-month membership for Ramsey Plus. And this is the class that millions and millions and millions of people have gone through. To start your free trial of Ramsey Plus, text trial to 33789. Text trial to 33789. So, John, let me ask you something. Tom, I was thinking about that last call. The guy who's wanting to buy a Tesla. But, I mean, and I've talked to people. I remember I had a guy that he had this classic, it was like late 60s truck, and it was perfect. Antique truck. And he was a truck driver, and he drove over the road 5 days a week. And so he would drive his old truck to the terminal, get in the 18-wheeler, drive all week, and then drive his old truck home. He was in it twice a week, and it was 2 miles to work. So I go over there one day, and I had always loved this. I lusted after this old truck. It was beautiful. It was gone. He had traded it for a brand new $30,000 Ford pickup. And I'm like, dude, why did you buy? And he financed it, of course. I'm ready to kill him. I'm like, what? Why did you buy a $30,000 pickup? Gas mileage was killing me. 4 miles a week. 2 over, 2 back.
For a truck payment, by the way.
And he traded it for, there's no possible mathematical equation, But isn't it weird how, we in sales, we used to say people buy emotionally and they justify intellectually.
So there's
that wasn't a fear-based thing. That guy was not in a panic. He was not having the world's coming to an end and you're not going to be able to get a Tesla thing. He had not worked himself up into watching too much of CNN and he's lost his dadgum mind or something. It was not that. He just got truck fever. He just got a Jones for a truck.
He saw something that he wanted, and he backfilled an argument. He went searching for an argument that validated his point. He found one.
And it didn't.
But
in his head,
all he was looking for is...
But that's different than the flight or flight thing shutting down your critical thinking skills.
No, that's when you go searching for a problem that backs up your answer. I need a new truck.
It's like Jeopardy. Yeah. I need to state the question.
Yeah, I like that.
As the answer to the... Right. I already know the answer, and I got to state the question. Yeah.
So when we go looking for things in the world, there's a great famous quote there, whatever you go looking for in the world, you will surely find it. And so we do that with people we don't like. We do that with people we're angry with. We do that with people that we love, right? People stay in toxic relationships because I'm just going to only focus on the good stuff. And, you'll talk to them and they'll say, well, yeah, he's only cheated on me 4 times and he doesn't hit me anymore. And your mouth's dropping open. But I've decided I'm only going to look for this. I'm not going to look at the full picture. Same with, I want a new truck. I just look at that brand new truck. I can't afford that new truck. And then you start thinking, well, what about this truck do I not like? Well, this gas mileage is killing. And now I've painted a picture that's going to backfill the outcome that I want, right?
Yeah. But
we do it all the time.
And that guy might have done that instead of panic. Do you think the Tesla guy?
Potentially. Usually when somebody comes home and starts laying out a case for...
I really like this Tesla. I think it's really cool. And so now I'm going to backfill the answer and go, well, the world's coming to an end. You're not going to be able to get a Tesla because the lithium and the batteries...
There's a possibility.
The slave labor children aren't able to get enough lithium out of the mines, and so we're not going to be able to have batteries.
There's a possibility.
Yeah.
More realistically, though, they start beautiful minding it, and they will look at this data point and this data point and that one. They'll string them together and create a picture that's not true, but that feels right, and it justifies this panicked response. We got to do something right now.
Yeah.
And then you have this poor wife who's just going to school, working full time.
The guy in the movie with a beautiful mind's mind was not that beautiful.
No,
that's the irony.
That's right.
I mean, it's he was crazier than a bean.
He's struggling, man. But you start pulling together disparate data points to paint whatever picture you want, right? Yeah. And that's to turn off the electronics sometimes. Just stop.
Yeah. Well, and it is a little bit of affluenza. The flu-like symptoms of affluence.
Yeah.
And so it's this thing, if you get the fever, I got a fever for a Tesla. I mean, you know how fast those things go 0 to 60? Yeah, well, but there's battery shortages, so stuff that's happening in the world, and then you just get stupid.
Right.
And you every one of us do. I catch myself doing it.
Yeah.
At different times in my life, but it's just an interesting dichotomy to me, because personal finance is 80% behavior, people. It's only 20% head knowledge.
I did it with a guitar.
So you have
recently.
to learn to deal with the idiot in your mirror ever have any freaking money.
I did it with a guitar recently. I have a guitar I've coveted for years. Somebody I work with, Cody back here, says, "Oh man, I'm just about to sell mine." I said, "Well, of course I got to see it." So he brings it up to the office, and me and James have a cool little band, and
now you're really coveting.
And
you've gone full into biblical coveting.
It plays better than I could have imagined.
Oh yeah.
And I'm thinking, why do I need another guitar that costs this much for once a year when I actually pull it all out and play? And how am I, you know what I mean? So it just I began to backfill. I can create an argument for this. And at the end of the day, I have no need for this at all. None. Zero. None.
You walked away.
Walked away. Well, James has it now.
I sold it to James.
So
I can play it anytime I want, and he has the call.
You know what?
I haven't bought it yet either.
Yeah. But yeah, it's we do it all the time, and that's when.
Well, the thing about affluenza is that the more inputs you have on your computer, the more hours you spend on your computer, the more hours you spend in front of any screen, television or otherwise, the more advertising that happens. And you're getting about 4,000 to 6,000 ads a day.
Wow.
If you're a typical consumer of television and computer time.
And if you add to that only hanging out with people who think like you and won't, or at least don't love you enough to go, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have those people in your life, you just have a bunch of yes people around you. Yeah, bro, people in your life.
Yeah, bro.
Then you're just going to continue to reinforce
what
this
happens
stuff.
Right before you do something really stupid.
Yeah,
bro.
So it's
Use
all
the
of
surfer
it, right?
language. Yeah.
It's just being able to back out of that. That's why it's something so simple like having a budget.
Yeah.
It just says,
you got to have something that are facts that hold you accountable.
That hold you accountable. That's right.
And it doesn't have to be some friend that knocks you upside the head, but it wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
But you got a little piece of paper here that says, when my brain was working,
this is what we agreed on.
This is what we agreed on.
Right.
Oh, and if it doesn't align with that, then possibly I need to back up. My brain might not be working.
Is there a gap between impulse and action?
Yeah.
And that's what a budget gives you. That's what a friend gives you. That's what a good spouse gives you. That's what taking a walk around the block gets you. Is there a space between...
wait overnight. Or in that guy's case a minute ago, he's got a good wife.
Yeah.
Who's saying... did you lose your mind, by the way?
We just spent all this time paying off
Would you go find that brain? You left it outside on the sidewalk, I think.
That's exactly
and you got to call each other out on it. And you go, that just doesn't make sense.
And if you know yourself, like I know myself, I put barriers between me and, right?
Yeah. Again, we're sitting here saying that we have both faced exactly the same stuff. But I got to tell you, folks, the less television and computer time you have, the less financial stupidity will be in your life.
Yeah.
Because you're not getting impacted with as much advertising. It's a pretty simple equation. This is The Ramsey Show. Dr. John Deloney, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Open phones at 888-825-5225. In the lobby of Ramsey Solutions on the debt-free stage in person, Britton and Allie are with us. Hey, guys, how are you?
We're doing great. How are you, Dave?
Better than I deserve. Where do y'all live?
We're actually moving from Chapel Hill up to Minneapolis at the moment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We've got a trailer out in the parking lot.
I love it. Well, just to do a little drive-by debt-free screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I like it. How much did you guys pay off?
So we paid off $140,000 in 4 years.
In 4 years.
Wow,
Good
congrats.
For you. And your range of income during that time?
We started making around 70 and then down to about 40 for a while and then up to around 110.
Wow. Okay. What do y'all do for a living?
I guess I've done everything from flying drones to selling bulk fertilizer to pest control, professional yo-yo entertaining, pretty much anything you can think of.
Wow.
Yep.
What are you going to be doing in Minneapolis?
I've actually got a job as a maintenance director.
Okay.
Yep.
Great.
And I'm a preschool teacher, and I work with animals as well. I've also been a barn manager. So
Cool.
Yep.
Cool. You found something to do in Minneapolis already?
yeah, I'm currently in the job interview process. So
Wonderful. What took you all to Minneapolis? What was the reason for going there?
So I grew up in southwestern Minnesota, went to college in Minneapolis, and then Alia grew up just north of Minneapolis, and we went to the same school there.
So it's going home?
Going home.
Going home. Yep. We only moved down to Chapel Hill for a year just to kind of get out of the cities for a little while and experience something new, and then we're going to be going back to the family farm. So.
Oh, wonderful.
Yep.
Good for you guys. That's fun. So what kind of debt was the $140,000?
It was around, I want to say 110 in student loans and then a car loan on top of that.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
How long you guys been married?
Going
4
on
years.
almost, yeah.
Oh, wait. No.
We're at 3.
3 years. Oh, yeah.
I didn't forget.
The wife is the one that forgets.
It's all right. It's okay. You're kind of on the spot on the radio and everything.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah, that's fine. All right. So you've been married about the amount of time you've been working on this debt.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so tell me the story. What made you guys, as soon as you get married, you say we're going to knock out $140,000 in debt fast?
So for me, we both went to the same school. It was in-state, but it was not cheap. Kind of went through that whole pushing it off until later process until we graduated. And then as a graduation present, my older brother gave me the audiobook copy of Total Money Makeover. And I remember the note that he sent with it said, I could have bought you a wallet, I could have bought you a belt, but those things will fade away. So instead I'm going to give you something that if you apply it, it's going to change your entire life.
Wow.
And he's always been one for good advice. So, I sat down, listened to it, and I remember sitting on my bed in my parents' basement thinking, this is the key to get out of the mountain of mess that I've made for myself.
Yep. And he kind of dragged me along kicking and screaming at first. I grew up, with a lot of medical debt in my family, and we just kind of, I always thought that's just how you live, is you have debt and medical problems come up and you can't get rid of it. And I always say that, I'm gonna cry, that he saved our marriage before we even had problems, because if he wouldn't have got us on this path, then we would be where a lot of people are and where my family is, and we have freedom because of him. So.
That's powerful.
That's incredible, man.
Yeah.
I love it. We saved my marriage before we even had problems.
Yep.
And let's be honest, he may have sat down and brought it to you, but you got along for the journey, right?
Yep.
And I guarantee you there was times you drug him kicking and screaming the other way too.
Probably.
Yeah. So how has it been? You guys have been somewhat nomadic, right? You lived where you knew everybody, and that comes with its own set of challenges. And then you said, forget everybody, we're moving to the woods in the south. And then you've had about enough of that, so now you're headed back. What's it been like going back and forth and having these conversations and deciding who we're going to be when we're free from all of this?
Yeah, well, actually, this past year was probably the best thing that could have ever happened to us.
Yeah.
We have always planned to kind of leave the state for a little while, because we always knew that we would spend the rest of our lives there. But we up and moved last September and just literally packed up our whole lives and drove across the country, had breakdowns literally in Kentucky and had to leave my car there and then drive the rest of the way. And but if we wouldn't have moved, we actually shaved off a year of our debt just because of the move. And we lived with nothing. Like, we didn't even have a microwave. Like, we had nothing, and we saved and paid off all of our debt, and it's been amazing.
But you also proved to yourselves what we can live without, and what laughter and joy looks like without all these things that we thought we had to have.
Exactly.
And now you've got a new picture that is untethered to stuff and untethered to debt, and it's just you two taking on the world in Minnesota now.
Yep. Yeah. It's been life-changing.
That's incredible. Good for you.
Very powerful, y'all. Very powerful. How's it feel to be free?
It's unbelievable.
It's indescribable, definitely. You know, the past, I guess, since we started taking out loans 8 years ago, it just started piling up. Didn't really see the end of it. And then at the beginning of this year, I was sick and tired before, but decided I was really sick and tired now. So I talked to a couple of the guys that I knew that were doing handyman work, you know, making $150,000, $200,000 a year, just crushing it. And they gave me some great pieces of advice, and one of them was charge more. So I quadrupled what I was charging, and I was getting calls day and night, you know, working weekends, working afternoons after work. And I remember sitting down at the kitchen table just adding up all the numbers, and she was in the kitchen, and I got to that final number, and I said, babe, we've got $3,000 left. And coming from where we started at 140, that it was peanuts compared to the amount that we started with.
Yeah.
I just have a picture of my head of you at a birthday party surrounded by screaming little kids with a yo-yo, just thinking one more. Just one more birthday party. And we're free, man. You're going to be throwing your yo-yos out on the highway on your drive back to Minnesota. What an amazing journey, you two. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, very well done. Very well done. What do you tell people the key to getting out of debt is?
I mean, like most people always say, it's definitely the budget. But for us, there was something that, you know, you can't explain with numbers, and that was keeping God at the forefront of our relationship. At the beginning of this year, we kind of made a decision to strengthen our relationship with God, and we did an in-depth Bible study every single week, you know, like clockwork. And looking back on it, that's exactly the time that our debt payoff shovel tripled in size. For us, that was no coincidence.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey with God on this way. We started our marriage that way. We started our vows like God is first, and then we always say family second and work is third. And we just have always kind of trucked along that way, and it's strengthened our bond and our love for each other. And I feel like connection is one of the reasons that we made it. So if we wouldn't have pushed each other and supported each other and been there through all the tough times, because we've had some really rough times this past 4 years, but we wouldn't be here without him. And yeah.
Wow. Well, congratulations, you guys.
Thank you.
Very proud of you. You are absolute heroes. Very well done. And if you've done this by now, I mean, the future is so bright. You guys can do anything. 'Cause as John said, you're so tethered to the right kinds of things here. Obviously, spiritually, but then that sets up the financial, and it sets up the careers. So very, very well done. We got a copy of The Legacy Journey for you, because that's the next chapter in your story. You've changed your legacy, changed everything. And a copy of the Total Money Makeover. You can give that away with a nice note to someone and start their journey the way your brother started one with you. That's a great note from your brother. Very cool stuff. Very cool. All right, it is Britton and Allie, recently of getting ready to be again of Minneapolis, Minnesota. $140,000 paid off in 4 years, making 70 to 40 to 110. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1.
We're debt free! Yeah! That's how they roll in Minneapolis. Powerful. Very well done.
You got a young couple, had been married 5 years. And for those of you who are listening, you can't feel it. Inspiring two old married men in his room.
Yeah.
Just looking at saying, wow.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like, man.
Yeah. Well done, guys. That's very well done.
And that guy's got a way cooler, bigger brother than my little brother does. I did not think to give my little brother something that profound. Good grief. I'm going to call him and ask for a do-over. Wow.
Too late.
Great older brother.
This is The Ramsey Show. Dr. John Deloney, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. You can also join him on the Dr. John Deloney Show. Email askjohn@ramseysolutions.com with your question, and Kelly and the team that produces that podcast will get back to you. It's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right now, releasing those 3 days a week, and it's all about you calling in and asking questions about your life, your relationship. That's what it amounts to. So, same's true on this show, right? So you can also leave a voicemail for John and join that show at 844-693-3291. 844-693-3291. Now, on September 18th, we're going to be doing Financial Peace Accelerated, which means we're doing the whole curriculum in one day. So you remember, like in college, you could do mini term or summer, and it was like you jam it all into one little thing. Well, we're going to do the whole thing in one day here at our headquarters. And, of course, we're going to be putting in the can some new videos to add into Financial Peace University and to replace some of the ones that are there. And if you want to be part of that, the tickets are a whole $20. You will be a studio audience, and you will be here in our headquarters at Nashville. And so check out RamseySolutions.com if you want to plug into that. That's the next thing. And John will be part of that. I'll be part of that. Rachel will be part of that, and George Camel will be part of that.
We're working on that this morning. I'm excited. There's some new stuff in there that's going to be neat.
Yeah, there's a new lesson, or a complete turnover of an old lesson, but it's a update that makes it all brand new, and it's really excited about that. The one you and George are working on, I believe. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's going to be excellent. Some of the old standards will be there as well. I'll be doing those, and we're going to be teaching all day. So it's going to be a fun day on September the 18th. Christopher is with us in Miami. Hi, Christopher. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hey, John. Hey, Dave. How are you guys?
Great, man. What's up?
Well, I got a question. I've been following you for years. Finally got to baby step 6. All my debt's gone. Everything, cars. I had a line of credit. All gone. Everything gone. Only thing left is the mortgage. Got about $52,000 left to pay off on it, and I have about $110,000 in savings. I'm actually technically working 2 jobs right now. Thinking of transitioning to just doing the one, working for myself full time. So I don't know. I mean, I really want to get rid of the mortgage. I want it gone. I want it dead, because that's it. And then after that, I'm free. So I don't know if it's worth just grabbing $52,000 and throwing it at the bank and saying, see you later, bye, or waiting it out. I guess maybe it's fear, the prospect of going out on my own full time kind of scaring me and wanting to hoard money a little more. So I would love to get your thoughts on that.
Well, I mean, you said you've been listening to me for years.
Yeah.
Is that part was true? That part was true, right?
Yeah, you're actually the first guy when I first got staged.
So you tell me, what am I going to say?
You're going to say to pay off the mortgage.
Yeah, and why haven't you already? Yeah. And listen, here's the thing. If you pay it off and you get really, really, really scared and the world starts to come to an end, you can go get another mortgage.
It's true.
If you hate being debt-free, if you wake up in the middle of the night and go, oh, God, I'm debt-free, then you can go get another mortgage.
They'll be happy to loan you money against something you already own.
And you know what? That's never going to happen. I'll give you a money-back guarantee on this. It's not going to happen. I mean, it's kind of silly. You know that, right?
Right.
And so the weird thing is your fear should not increase when you pay off the mortgage. It should decrease. Right?
Yeah, true.
And 100%. I can't think of a better way to go into business for myself than already have established clients, already have an established gig, $60,000 in the bank, and I don't owe anybody anything. Right?
Yeah, that was the goal. That was the cash flow. I kept looking at cash flow, and I said, I need to be cash rich at this point. I can't have anything tied down in case there's ever an up or a down or whatever it is. So that was exactly it.
I can promise you this. I have never had, in 30 years of doing this show, someone call me back and go, you know what, I paid off my mortgage, and it ruined my life. It's just never happened. I mean, I got 22 million listeners today. listening to this conversation right now, none of them are going to call me and go, Dave, you ripped me off, man. I mean, you completely conned me on that mortgage thing. I felt so horrible when I paid it off that I had to go get me another mortgage. Or that has just never come up.
I just started a new business and I didn't have a mortgage payment, and that really pisses me off, Dave. Never heard that. Ever.
Kristen's in Midland, Texas. Hi, Kristen. Kirsten. Hi, Kirsten. How are you?
Oh, doing pretty well. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So I became debt-free in April, and
yay!
Thanks. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. But about a month ago, I ended up having to. I faced an emergency and had to dip into my emergency fund and move to Midland, and I'm in the process of getting my emergency fund back up to $1,000, but I basically, I'm trying to decide, because I have a medical situation that's urgent that I'm facing, but I also need to be moving out in 6 months, and I'm not sure, should I be saving toward both or focus on the medical issue, because I'm not willing to go back into debt over my medical stuff. Yeah.
Okay. I don't for me, medical things are, because I'm a complete coward, they're all major. So, if you don't go do this medical thing, what happens? You die, or,
No, I need, sorry, this is kind of rough. I need about six teeth removed, and it's going to be expensive, and I don't have health insurance.
Okay. All right.
So
what do you make? What's your income?
I make about 18 to 28 an hour. I work mostly off of tips. But the months that I've worked so far, I've averaged 18 to 28.
So what will your dental surgery cost?
I'm not sure I'm going to be getting the initial, what's happening with my mouth appointment pretty soon here, probably within a week or two.
Okay. I want you to get two different opinions on that.
Okay.
Two different quotes. Because it's going to be as expensive as putting a roof on your house, and you would get two quotes for your roofer. And so you do the same thing with your dentist. Okay? Maybe three, if they're far apart. Okay? Because I have found that the dental world is like a lot of other worlds, that the pricing is it's a wide spectrum. So you may find a lot of difference in the two or three quotes. So I want you to do that. Then once you have that number, then you also need to put a number down that says what it's going to take for you to live not where you are. Because you said I have to, quote, move out. Are you with family or something?
Yeah, my brother, who actually he's the one who helped me get out of debt by using y'all's program.
Okay.
He's letting me rent from him for 6 months to help me get on my feet.
Good, very nice of him. What a good guy. Okay, I want you to work. I want you to work all the time, as much as your body will allow you to work, and I want you to pile up as much cash as you can pile up, because I think you can make enough to do both of these things in 6 months. You have two goals. Partying is not one of them. Going on vacation is not one of them. Fixing your mouth is one of them. And getting on your feet in a sustainable situation is one of them. And you can make enough at $20 an hour to do that in 6 months. But that's all you're not going to do anything else. That's all you're going to do.
And sometimes it gets real scary when we don't have real data to work with. So get those numbers in front of you.
Get those numbers in front of you, and then apply your income to that, and you can see that what I'm saying is correct. Right. And then you'll calm down and go do it.
Yeah.
This is The Ramsey Show.
Hey, it's Kelly, associate producer and phone screener for The Ramsey Show. If you would like to do your debt-free scream live on the show, make sure you visit theramseyshow.com and register. We would love for you to come to Nashville and tell Dave your story.
The Ramsey Show. You can be intentional about your character. You can have money and a career. You are the hero in your story. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Dollar Car Rental Studios, it's The Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. Dr. John Deloney, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Open phones at 888-825-5225 as we talk about your relationships. We talk about your mental health. We talk about your money. We talk about your life, and we're going to do it all right in front of you. 888-825-5225. Chris is in Boise, Idaho. Hi, Chris. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Thank you. How are you guys doing?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So we just recently moved up to Boise, Idaho, and we're looking to buy a house. The market up here is crazy, insane as far as people just trying to get into a place. So recently we found a place, we put an offer on it, and we've been offered the possibility of passing on an appraisal. And so I just wanted to get your opinion on what that would look like, if that's a good idea, if it's not a good idea, as far as just knowing, hey, this is where it should be, as based on what an appraiser is saying. So just wanted to get your 2 cents on it.
Okay. An appraisal is an opinion of value by a professional, hypothetically, that knows how to establish a logical opinion of value. The way a residential appraisal is done is they find the 3 closest comparable sales, closest in geography, closest in closing date, meaning they didn't close 3 years ago, they closed 3 months ago, 3 days ago, closest in attributes, meaning you don't compare a 10,000 square foot house with a 5,000 square foot house, you compare similar things. So the closest comparables are comparables, all right? And then you adjust for the differences. And so how many square feet is the house that you're buying?
It is 2,200 square feet.
Okay. And so if the other house was 2,300 square feet, they would adjust by multiplying the per square foot dollars by 100 and adjust that price to use it to establish your price. You follow me how you do the adjustment?
Yeah.
Okay. If your house has a pool and that one doesn't, they will do a plus or minus adjustment from the other property that they're comparing it to. And then they take those 3 properties adjusted to make them look like yours, and an average of those 3 adjusted properties, comparable sales, is how the appraisal is established. So it's a fairly easy process. It's basically 6th grade math with some basic application to it that uses some common sense.
Right.
Now, so typically, if you've been out looking, did you buy the house through a real estate agent?
Yes.
Okay, so the real estate agent can pull you the 3 best comparables out of the multiple listing service that the appraiser is likely going to use.
And what he's saying is because of the location here in the area, you kind of have a mix of properties. You have, your tract home situations, and you have larger lots. This particular piece of property that we're buying, it's like 2 acres.
Then that's an adjustment to the comparable.
Right.
If you're comparing it to a tract house, if you compare it to a tract house that was cheaper, we would give you add on to that tract house price that sold 2 weeks ago, because you've got 2 acres and he has he has a half acre, right?
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
But if you
there's no comps in the area.
There's what?
They're saying there's no comps in the area because it's outside of Boise. So within, I get from what I've understood, those comps are supposed to come within a certain mileage, I guess.
How far out are you outside of Boise?
I would say we're probably 15 miles.
Oh, I mean, you can still get a good feel for what this is.
Okay.
If the real estate agent cannot pull something that gives you an indication of what the value is, you need a new real estate agent.
That's right. That's somebody trying to sell you something.
There's nothing that's comparable. Okay. Oh, horse crap.
They can give you an idea and show you the houses.
I mean, it might be too far away to be an ideal comp, but at least give you an indication of values. I mean, I can pull square footage averages across the whole freaking city of Boise and use that as a comp and multiply that by 2,200, right? And I'm not going to be, that's going to tell me if I'm way off. I mean, do you feel like the information you have about the area that you're off, or you just feel completely ignorant and vulnerable?
No, I just want to make sure we're not overbuying. And
an appraiser can't tell you that.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Because all they're going to try to do is what I just established. Now, and so what I don't want you to do is pay, $800,000 for a property that comps out at $500,000.
Right. And that's my concern. But again, what we've seen in the area, that's not the case.
Okay.
If it's got acreage that's anywhere near this, it still seems on the high side, but it's also, the house was built in 19, so it's a fairly new house as well. So we're trying to take that into consideration. And I think that's what he's getting at, is there's not going to be any exact comparables because...
Yeah, but he needs to give you the three best ones he can get his hands on.
Okay.
And then explain to you what the differences are.
Right.
And let me put it this way. I bought my house in Nashville, I guess a year ago now. Nashville's been one of the hottest markets in the planet. And my realtor... She's amazing. Her name's Amanda. She's an ELP here. Several times she said, we're walking away from this because this is not a good deal for you. And she only got paid when I bought a house. That was a realtor who was giving me information, not that was in her best interest, but that was in her client's best interest. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and here's the thing. But my point is the appraisal is not magical.
Right.
It's not like going to make a bad deal good.
I thought the appraiser's for the bank. Them saying how much we're going to loan you.
Well, it is, but I mean, it's establishing value. Make sure the bank is not loaning too much.
Right.
On the property, and but it's still not magical.
Right.
It's still not a magical document. It's a dude.
Yeah.
Who took 3 other properties and adjusted.
Right.
It's a dude. And sometimes it's not a smart dude. I've dealt with some of them that are dumber than a rock. And so they drive you crazy in the real estate business sometimes. Yeah. But they're not all, I mean, it's not a horrible business. It's a great business. Most of the people are very, very reasonable. But if you get 2 appraisals and they're within 5% of each other, that's like known as a miracle.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize it was that volatile.
Yeah. I mean...
Or that much variability between.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, and that's okay. I mean, I 2 appraisals on a piece of property and they're close. I can tell. I get a feel for it, and I'm good.
Yeah.
But I think you can take a per square foot on the 2,200. The fact you got a 2 acres, the fact you're out a little bit, make an adjustment and say, okay, this other house is older. It's on a smaller piece of property. It's internal, and I'm going to allocate a higher square foot because of those things. And you're going to tell if you're hundreds of thousands of dollars off. The appraisal is not a guarantee that you're not getting screwed. It's just not. It's not a guarantee of value. It's not a guarantee of what the market's going to do in the future. You should not be comfortable just because of the appraisal.
It's an approximation.
It's an opinion.
There you go.
This is The Ramsey Show. What makes our show unique is that we genuinely care about our listeners. We're intentional about choosing the best advertisers to recommend. Blinds.com is no exception. They offer high-quality window treatments at unbelievable prices, and they make it simple to shop blinds, shades, and interior shutters with easy online ordering, free shipping, and a guaranteed perfect fit. Go to Blinds.com and take advantage of this week's special savings. were just talking about, there's a lot of hype going on in the real estate market, particularly with buyers who think they have to buy right now. And it's going to happen. It's got to happen right now. I got to do it right now. A lot of this is because mortgage interest rates have reached some of the all-time lows, and buyers are frantic to lock in these great rates. I mean, when you're talking about something in the 2% range, that's pretty crazy, 3% was pretty much gold standard. I mean, my gosh. And I remember selling real estate in the 17% market back in the day. So, I mean, listen, you're probably not going to get rates cheaper than that. But that does not give you the green light to do stupid. Stupid as in buying before you're debt-free, buying with a no down payment, buying with no money. This is going to get you ahead. So get your head out of the craziness for a second. Look at your situation. When are you debt-free? Do you have the down payment? Can you afford a home mortgage? Mortgage insurance, taxes, maintenance. Do you want to do all this? I know it's easy to get caught up in this. So here's what we're going to do. We've got a free mortgage calculator that'll help you with the process. You can plug in your numbers and see exactly what your home ownership options are based on your budget. Go to RamseySolutions.com, click free tools, and check out the free mortgage calculator. RamseySolutions.com and click free tools. There's a whole bunch of free tools on there. The mortgage calculator is one of the more popular ones. Dr. John Deloney Ramsey, personality, is my co-host today. Caleb is with us in Winston-Salem. Hi, Caleb. How are you?
Hey, Dave. I'm good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So a little over an hour ago, I actually drove my 2004 vehicle into a tree, and it doesn't need to take much damage for it to be totaled.
Wow. Are you okay?
I'm fine. Yeah, I was wearing my seatbelt. We're all good. I'm at home. Anyway, I got an ELP insurance agent earlier this year, and now I'm just curious. I called my dad to try to figure out where we go from here, and he's just saying, once we get our estimate, let's pay for everything in cash and not involve insurance. And I'm like, what? Why did I get insurance then? So I guess I'm just curious, what would be the benefit of paying for it in cash, and what is the benefit of, involving insurance?
How old are you?
I am 29, and I'm just figuring all this out.
That's okay. I wasn't making fun of you. I'm just making sure you weren't 18 or something, because it does affect rates, right? Car insurance rates. So, you should have normal car insurance rates. I do not know why you would not turn in a wreck at 29 years old. Have you had a bunch of other wrecks? Have you had some kind of violations or something? Or, you got 73 tickets or...
No, I have a pretty clean driving record.
The only time in my life I didn't turn one in is I had just an obnoxious, this is 20 years ago, an obnoxious, my deductible was $2,500 or something like that, or $2,000, and the damage to the car was $500. So it was actually cheaper for me to go pay $500 than it would be to pay out the deductible. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's a good point. What's your deductible?
That is a good question. I don't know. I don't know.
So I'd find that out.
Well, I
did look up the Kelley Blue Book value, and it's $1,300 of my vehicle. So.
Okay, so if you have a $1,000 deductible, then you may be in the category of what John's talking about.
And the insurance company's going to write you a $900 check for your loss of your...
if you have a $1,000 deductible and the car's worth $1,300, you're going to get $300, and your premiums are going to go up for turning in a wreck on the next thing. So your dad, in that case, would be right.
Okay.
Yeah, you would just say, because you're going to, if you got a $1,000 deductible, the first $1,000 of the $1,300 is out of your pocket. Right?
Yeah.
And so...
and you're hoping they give you the KBB value of that.
But if you have a $250 deductible, you turn it in.
Right.
Okay.
Because they're going to give you an $1,100 check then, right?
Yeah. I guess I have some homework to do then.
Yeah. Have you called your agent? Oh, no, because your dad said
not to.
yet. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You need to gather some information, and your agent's not... if you're working with an ELP to get insurance, that means they shop to several different insurance companies. So they don't work for the insurance company. They work for you. They're an insurance broker. Okay. And so they can give you good advice on this. But if you had State Farm, you call the State Farm agent. They have to tell State Farm everything. So the good news here is that this guy's on your team, and so my guess is you've got a $250 or a $500 deductible, and my guess is you probably need to turn this wreck in because you probably don't have a lot of money to go buy another car with.
Nope, I'm in baby step 2. I got $1,000.
Okay. So, yeah. So I'm hoping you did not take a $1,000 deductible on this car. You shouldn't have.
I wouldn't assume so.
Yeah, you shouldn't have. You probably have a $250, which would be fairly standard. So you're going to get $1,200 out of the insurance company, and you're going to put a little bit of your $1,000 with this because this is an emergency, and you're going to go buy a $1,500 car.
Okay.
With some insurance money and some. I think that's what's going to happen. Okay, and then you're going to have to stop your baby step 2 and get your $1,000 bill back up to $1,000 again, and then we're going to go forward from there. The great news is nobody's hurt.
Yeah, I'm glad you're okay, man.
Yes. Thank you.
It scares the crap out of you. Have you done it?
Yes, I'm still kind of shaking a little bit.
Yeah, like adrenaline dump. Yeah, may take a few hours, but yeah, your hand's shaking a little just from the thing. Yeah, I was going to the farm Friday morning. I come around this corner down here. Dadgum Raptor goes completely sideways.
Oh, it just spun out on you?
I just about whipped it all the way around, and it just got. It had been raining, and man, my heart starts beating right now just remembering it. Yeah, it's a. Anytime you have that, wow, this is not fun. About to tear up a good car here. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry you've been through that, but I think you probably have a low deductible. If you had a high deductible, I think your dad would have been right. And he probably carries a high deductible, which is probably he's able to, and is a more expensive car, and more of a situation like John had.
Well, and also remember when, if you get in a single car accident like this, you may have a ticket and then you have to pay to have the thing towed. So there's going to be some money coming out of your emergency fund too, to make sure you do it all the right way. And get all your information right.
Yeah, because the car is definitely totaled.
Yeah.
I mean, if you bumped it, it's $1,300. You totaled it.
That's right.
It didn't take much.
Yeah.
All right. Gabriel is with us in San Antonio. Hi, Gabriel. How are you?
I'm doing outstanding, sir. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
I need words of wisdom from you, sir. I currently have 3 properties. One's a commercial property. That one's paid off. And then I have a residential house that's also paid off. And then the current house I live in, I stole the mortgage on it. I owe less than half on it for being there for less than 3 years. I only owe $143. I built it for $320, and I owe about $143,000.
What do you make a year?
Between me and the wife, ballpark, I'll say about closer to between $250,000 and $300,000.
So how quick you gonna pay off $140,000?
I'm sorry?
How quick making that kind of money are you going to pay off this $140,000 mortgage?
It just depends how the business responds. So far, the business has been doing pretty good.
I think so. You're making $250,000 a year.
Yes, sir. Between the wife brings in 100, right? She brings in 100, but I also have 3 professions. I'm a first responder, and I'm also an electrical and mechanical contractor.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. You're making a lot of money. You should pay. I mean, you make $250,000 a year. You should pay this off in a year and a half, 2 years, shouldn't you?
That's my intent, but we have some expenses like private school for the kids and.
Dude, you make $250,000.
Yes, sir. But what I was thinking of doing, and I don't know if this is a wise decision or not. The house I have on the southeast of San Antonio, it's a small 2-bedroom house that I had when I first, just me and my son. I was a single dad for 9.5 years. So I fixed that house up and I made it nice. It looks real good. And a fellow officer who was also a realtor.
Look, if you want to sell it, fine, you can sell it, but you don't have to sell it. You do have to get on a budget because you don't know where all your money's going. in the lobby of Ramsey Solutions on the debt-free stage. Juan and Anna Maria are with us. Hey, guys, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Welcome. Where do you guys live?
Cartersville, Georgia.
All right, a little north of Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Welcome to Nashville. And all the way up here to do a debt-free scream. How much have you paid off?
We pay $91,898 in 2 years and 2 months, Dave.
Wow!
Good for you!
That's incredible.
Love it. And your range of income during that 2 years?
We start at $75,000, and right now we are in $152,000.
At $152,000. Great. What do you guys do for a living?
I'm a videographer.
Mm-hmm.
And I am a technical director for a dietary supplement company.
Wonderful.
Very cool.
Good for you guys. Well, congratulations. What kind of debt was the $92,000?
Me?
Yeah.
It was a ton of stuff. It was 3 credit cards. It was a personal loan and medical bills and student loans.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. How long you guys been married?
5 years.
All right. So what happened halfway into the marriage, 2 years ago, 2 months ago? You looked down and you went, ah!
Yeah. Me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I had an emergency surgery where we were told that we were going to have to do fertility treatments in order to start our family. We kind of freaked out, and of course I had done my master's, and I had finished that up, and we had student loans, and we had that grace period, so I was like, we can pay it off later. But when we started figuring out fertility treatments and IVF and all these things, I kind of freaked out and I said, we have to do it. And we kind of, at the time, we didn't have the income that we have now. And we were kind of struggling with him being in a couple of jobs and not one specific job. So we were just basically living off of my salary. And I decided, let's just do it. It doesn't matter. We'll get into this $35,000 loan, whatever interest rate, it doesn't matter. We'll just have to do it. I was listening to you at the time. And I'm not going to cry. I told myself I wasn't going to cry. And I was listening to you at the time, and I remember, you saying, well, save up for certain things that you want to do. But I was like, I kind of shut you out for a little bit, and I didn't want to listen to it anymore. But we actually went through the IVF treatment, and it didn't work. And I remember just being so devastated that it hadn't worked. And now we were sitting there having to pay every month a $900 monthly payment that was just a monthly reminder that it hadn't worked.
Wow.
So
amazing. That's so hard.
Yeah, you're doing good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I told him I want to get rid of this loan because it's just a monthly reminder of how bad things were for us. And if you can't tell by his accent.
Yeah, we are from Colombia. I moved here 5 years ago. And
I thought East Tennessee for sure, man. I was way off.
Yeah, I don't look like a Colombian, so it's different. And it has been like difficult, of course, but hard work and know that everything will be better and working hard as a team because we are a team. So
So Anna Maria, 35,000 of the 92 was the IVF. Okay, and so just the weight of that emotionally made you guys go, we got to pounce on this.
Yeah.
I have to get this out of my face. It's driving me nuts.
Exactly. We were not gazelle intense after that monthly payment started kicking in. And I told him I don't want to think about this. Every month is just, and I think after that, I started again listening to your show and just reading again and making our budget and doing all these things. And then in one of your shows, I don't remember if it was you or somebody else, but you said, if you're doing IVF, go for it. Stop whatever else you're doing, but make sure you save up and you pay cash so that you don't have that monthly reminder in case it didn't work, that it didn't. And I was like, yep. And whenever I go and step on that stage and tell people about how we're debt free, I'm going to tell them definitely pay it as like right up front. Don't do loans. It's just, it's a horrible reminder, but we're here.
There's so much drama involved in the whole process anyway.
Yeah.
And on top of that, and you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting. Did it take, and then the disappointment and the stuff, and then you add to that the slap in the face of the debt payment. It's just too much.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot. And then, the student loans for the master's degree. I mean, it's gotten me where I am today, career-wise, but I could have definitely taken a different route for that.
But you're how old?
I'm 32. I just turned 32 last week.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you.
So you got plenty of time.
Yeah.
Plenty of time for this all to work out. And it will. For sure. And so then you jump on this with both feet at this point, and you go, okay, we're gonna actually do this Ramsey stuff. And we're actually gonna go gazelle intense, and we're not gonna do anything, and we're getting this whole thing paid off. And 2 years and 2 months later, you're done. Proof that when you do lean in on it, it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm proud of you guys.
Thank you.
So proud of you guys.
How's it feel to be free?
Good.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. Well done.
Have you had your first month where you've got no bills and that $150,000 has just deposited itself?
Yeah.
So what we did is we got married, and since basically we met in Colombia, I brought him here. We got married while he was doing his whole immigration status change. I was basically taking care of the house, and we didn't have a big wedding and we didn't have a honeymoon. So as soon as we paid it off, we scheduled our little honeymoon to Cancun.
Very good.
Yeah, and so it was nice to kind of know that it was already paid for. We had nothing to worry about, and we didn't have to worry about coming home to all these bills and anything.
Love it. So. That's so good. That's so good. You deserve a celebration.
That's peace. That's peace. Yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah, that's incredible. Good for you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What do you tell people the key to getting out of debt is?
Teamwork.
Yeah, work hard and know that you have that reward on the end of your journey, for sure.
It pays off. It pays off. It may look like you're not ever getting there. And a reminder, I wanted to send him back to Colombia so many times.
Yeah, it's tough marriage too.
It was. But definitely now we get to enjoy each other, and just we sit at home and we watch our soap operas or telenovelas in Spanish, and we just enjoy it. We enjoy it, and we enjoy our fur baby and our nephews and everything. And it's so nice to we are able to help, and that's huge. That's huge for us. It's huge for me and for him too, but that's rewarding for me, is just knowing that you can help others after you're done with your journey.
Well, you're not done. You're 32, but you got this part of it done. You got this part of it done, and there's a lot of upside. A lot of wonderful things are going to happen in the next decade of your lives. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I predict. So proud of y'all. Well done.
Thank you, Dave.
Very, very well done. Very powerful. Wow. 90. Well, we've got a copy of The Legacy Journey for you, because of course that is the next chapter in your own story for sure. Is the legacy that you're building, and a copy of the Total Money Makeover for you to give away and get somebody started. So Juan and Anna Marie from Cartersville, Georgia, the Atlanta area, $92,000 paid off, 2 years, 2 months, making $75 all the way to now $152. What a powerful story.
Incredible.
Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1. We're debt-free!
They are fun. Oh my gosh, that's wonderful.
That East Tennessee accent coming through. What a couple of, what an incredible couple. I love it. I love it.
This is The Ramsey Show. Our scripture of the day, Isaiah 41:10. So do not fear, for I'm with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Brian Tracy said, character is the ability to follow through on a resolution long after the emotion with which it was made has passed. Oh, we are in need of character in our culture today. Stephanie is with us in Arlington, Virginia. Hi, Stephanie. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, so I am a first-time caller, but big fan of the show. I am calling to get some advice. I'm a first-time home buyer, and I went in the deep end for my first buy. I've been renting ever since I graduated college, and I am 28 officially as of June, and I ended up going into a large investment, and I'm just kind of looking to get advice in terms of liquidating my assets and my savings, hoping to do this without any of my parents' help, but they are offering, and unfortunately crypto is not an option, which I had actually spent some time learning and investing in, and thought that would maybe be an option to sell my crypto, but sounds like Freddie Mac and such have not made legislation that allows me to use that. But I ended up selling all my employee stock my employee stock, which got me about half of the down payment from my home, which is only 10% of the actual loan. And the other half, I'm looking at my 401k. And the first thing I found when I looked up in terms of getting a 401k loan, your show popped up in terms of not ever getting a 401k loan. I am able to take about $60K in cash or the limit of $50K in a loan. But I was curious to just get your opinion in terms of the remaining $50K that I would like to liquidate. What would you suggest, knowing that I have the 401k? And I'm happy to answer any other questions.
I got a little bit lost in the process. So you're buying a home.
Yeah.
You want to buy a home.
Yes.
Have you contracted for the home?
Contracted, did all the home inspection, and now it's just in terms of
and you have
securing.
10% down from the sale of employee stock.
Yeah, so in terms of the mortgage, so it was, I'll just tell you the numbers, it was $760 is what we closed on. And
You've already closed on it?
Oh, not closed, sorry. That's not the right word.
Okay,
but,
contracted for. So
yeah,
wait a minute.
contracted.
Just stop just a second. I don't want to hear all that. The bottom line is you have 10% of your down payment you have not closed yet in the bank from the sale of employee stock, correct?
Not
yes or
10%.
no? Yes or no?
No, I am still working on getting that 10%. I want to get $100K.
Okay, so how much do you have from the sale of the employee stock?
Employee stock, I have $55K.
$55K, all right. And so you could do a Fannie Mae loan with 5% down with that on a 15-year fixed. What is your house? What is your income?
My income is about $130.
Okay, all right. So you can probably pull this off. You have no other savings at all other than 401k, and you said you own some crypto.
Yeah, and I put down the 14.5 initial with just the cash that I had, and that was it.
So if you earnest money check.
What was that?
Well, you put down $14,500 as earnest money on the contract?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
And so 55, and you have no other money. You have zero emergency fund.
I do have another TD Ameritrade stock that I could sell or get.
What is that worth?
Cash.
What's that worth?
I could pull out 23. It's 55 total, but it is. I could only access 23 without the double. It's a Roth IRA, so I would get double tax. So
yeah,
only
we don't.
23.
No. We don't cash out Roth IRAs. We don't cash out 401ks. We don't borrow on 401ks. So why is it you're not cashing out your crypto?
It sounds like in terms of sourcing and trusting where that cash comes from. Banks are not recognizing it in terms of a down payment.
No, but if you sell your crypto and you'll have
the cash, sell the crypto.
Mm-hmm.
What's it worth?
I have about $30K in crypto.
Sell it
today.
I believe there was an issue with that. It needs to be on the books for about 2 months.
You don't have enough down payment to close on the deal now. You just don't have enough that you want. You can do a 95% conventional Fannie Mae loan. You have 5% down. So you can do that, but you're wanting to put 10% down, and we're trying to help you get there. Plus, you have no money that you can get to except retirement accounts, and you're going to get You're going to get your butt penalized off. Okay, you're too broke. You're too broke to buy this house.
Way too broke to buy this house.
But you've already contracted for it. You shouldn't have bought it because you've got all your money stuck. You got because you don't have any money.
You have no money.
You're broke. I mean, all your money's tied up in retirement accounts and other things. So anyway, the deal is that I want you to have an emergency fund in place, a rainy day fund, and I don't want you. I don't care, but I'm saying what I would advise you to do, because if I were in your shoes and woke up, you need to close on this deal. You put down earnest money. You made a promise. You've made a pledge called a contract to buy this house, and so you need to cash out your crypto today to be able to follow through on this, and whatever. And you need to have $20,000 cash in the bank after you close on this house. Do not close on this house and put every dime you have into it, because as soon as you move in, crap's going to fall in.
You're going to need a new roof and
You're
a new
asking
air
for
conditioner.
trouble. You're asking for trouble, being broke and buying a house. And so it's not a blessing to buy a house when you're broke. You just got the 28-year-old fever. I got to have a house all of a
Especially
sudden.
a $750,000 house, and you do make $130,000, which feels like a lot, but you bought a $750,000 house with no money.
Yeah,
You're broke.
Your 401k and your Roth IRA does not count, because you cannot get to that without penalties and taxes. You start cashing this stuff out, you're going to get hit with a 10% penalty plus your tax rate. So you're going to get hit with 40%. Dave, I want to borrow money at 40% interest to buy this house. I would say, no, don't do that. That doesn't sound wise. And that is exactly what I'm saying.
You sure wouldn't take out a mortgage for 40%, right?
Interest. Jeez.
Nuts.
But I'm keeping my freaking crypto.
And I know it's cool to sit at some cool hipster bar and be like, oh, I got crypto. You're broke. Sell it.
Typical crypto investor.
Put $30,000 cash under your pillow, for crying out loud.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to put $20,000 in the bank and put the other $10,000 in the crypto with the $55,000 and put a $65,000 down payment on this house and close on it.
Yeah.
And for God's sakes, put it on a 15-year fixed, and then
get a 6-month emergency fund,
and then work on your $20,000 and start building up your emergency fund there. So yeah.
Whew. I don't even. It's tough, man.
It's
just it's what we talked about in another segment. It's just you get this picture in your head and you start getting this fever, and all of a sudden, I'm going to do this and move that and sell that and hold on to this, and all these competing pictures collide.
When you force a deal, you always do a bad deal.
Man.
And you're forcing this one for sure. But yeah, you had a whole bunch of stuff going on you need to clean up here anyway. So that's good. You had the stock options the employee stock options you need to clean up. You need to clean up the crypto, and you need to get over. And now you can sit down and build your emergency fund, start doing your investing steadily into building some wealth in your 401k once your emergency fund's in place. And quit screwing around with the rest of this stuff.
Yeah, still mess with it.
It's not going to get you where you want to go.
Yeah.
But hey, thank you for the call, and I hope that helps you. John Deloney, Dr. John Deloney, good show today.
And also with you.
James Childs, Kelly Daniels, great work. I am Dave Ramsey, your host. We'll be back with you before you know it. In the meantime, remember, there's ultimately only one way to financial peace, and that's to walk daily with the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus.
This is James Childs, producer of The Ramsey Show. Did you know The Ramsey Show is one of the most popular podcasts in the world? Subscribe or follow today wherever you listen to podcasts.